Hello, I'm Emily, and welcome to your somatic movement practice for exploring the sensation of taking up space in your body and nervous system. So, sometimes experiences have kind of led us to a lack of feeling of safety, of even inhabiting our bodies, and then in particularly taking up space beyond what we even know. So this is a beautiful somatic exploration to move through some of that sensation of feeling small. Um, this can also be supportive if you're feeling frustrated or anxious. But we're going to explore kind of finding and finding movement in shapes that are expansive and allow this shape of actually taking up space physically. So staying present and grounded with our breath, follow along and enjoy. So wherever we are, just really noticing the mat or ground, the surface beneath you. Maybe closing down the eyes if that feels good. And we'll begin to softly inhale through the nose. A little bit, sit more at the top. And a nice audible sigh. And then on your next inhale, we'll inhale and we'll squeeze our shoulders to the ears. Squeeze, 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 inhale. And exhale, audible sigh, drop the shoulders. Just noticing how that feels. As we inhale softly through the nose. So just noticing and feeling this grounded sensation arriving here in our bodies in this presence. As we begin to bring forth our knees into our chest, bringing our knees closer, preparing for our unfurling. So we want to cultivate that felt sense of smallness first within the body, which may seem a little counterintuitive. But really noticing the sense of smallness, but also noticing this kind of embrace of having your arms around the knees, your knees tightly pulled into the body, wrapping your arms as far around that feels good for you. So maybe you're using your arms or you're latched onto your shins or your wrists, whichever feels best for you in this moment, but just noticing this felt sense of smallness within. Maybe it feels nice to allow the head to curl under towards the knees, towards the chest. And just taking a nice full breath here. Now slowly, on your next inhale, beginning to lift the head like a fern unfurling. Lifting the head, straightening the neck out of this ball. Bringing the gaze forward. Take a full breath here. As we draw the head back down into the lap, into the knees. Taking a full breath. On your next inhale, beginning to Unfurl, drawing the head and neck back up. This time, releasing the arms a little bit, kind of allowing the shoulders to roll back maybe once or twice. Taking a nice full breath here, just noticing. As we begin to draw the head down on your next inhale. Back into the knees, pulling yourself in tight and snug. Full breath here. On your next inhale, we'll begin to unfurl, opening the arms a little bit more this time. Bringing the hands to the knees, rolling the shoulders a little bit greater. Deeper breath. Maybe some sound. On the next inhale, we'll draw back in. And a tight ball for a full breath. On your next inhale, begin to unfurl a little bit greater. This time allowing the knees to unfurl a little bit, almost like these butterfly knees. Let the arms come all the way out. Full breath here. Your next inhale will begin to bring it all back in. And just flowing now with your breath. Exhale. Inhale, unfurling. Opening the knees, crossing the legs, the ankles. Full legs open. And this time we exhale, we'll just draw the arms around in a hug. Just noticing this sensation. As we inhale, opening and taking up space. Noticing how this feels. Like feeling these wings finally open and ready to fly through in freedom. As we wrap the arms back around, maybe switching the grip, we'll hold ourselves here, just noticing how we feel, checking in with our dialogue, noticing how the body feels to open and expand. On your next inhale, fly your wings and expand all the way open with the arms, the chest coming forward, looking up at the ceiling. We'll draw our hands down to our lap, palm side up. Taking a couple of breaths here, just noticing how you feel. Be in this more expansive state. Taking a couple of breaths in this moment. As you begin to switch your orientation so that you can lie down fully on your mat in this exercise. We're going to inhale, squeeze ourselves all the way to our knees. And then when we exhale, we're going to expand fully out to the mat, allow ourselves to take up space fully on the mat. Just fully unfurled. And when we squeeze this time, we're going to squeeze, like our muscles, our tendons, our face, our hands, our jaw, squeeze it all. Inhaling so much prana and air, and then we can exhale, letting out a nice audible sound if that feels okay. Whatever sound feels good for you. So getting ready as you feel ready, inhaling and looking ahead and just moving in a way that feels good and true to your body. Expressing sound in a way that feels good and true to your body in this moment. We'll inhale and squeeze ourselves forward. Squeeze, 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 tight, tight, tight. A little more air. Squeeze almost so you're shaking. And releasing as when it feels good for you in your body. Squeeze a little bit tighter if you can. A nice audible, loud release of an exhale. Inhale and soft sigh. And just a couple more sighs here, really allowing that throat space to be expressed in this moment. Taking 2 more big breaths. As you feel ready, gently begin to bend each knee and drawing each knee to chest, wrapping our arms around and just a little rock from side to side. And one more time, we're going to inhale and squeeze, bringing our head to our knees. Squeeze, squeeze, squeezing in a ball. And whatever sound you feel like releasing on your exhale will release fully onto the mat. Inhale, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Tight, tight, tight. Squeeze the muscles. Squeeze a little bit. Breathe a little more in. Really let the arms fall out wide, the legs wide. And breathing here. Just noticing the body in this moment. Maybe making any adjustments so you can feel a little bit more comfortable. Noticing how your tissues feel, any tingling in the tissues in the body. Noticing how it feels to be in this expansive space and state. Maybe feeling a trickle along your skin. Just noticing. As we lie here, just scanning gently the body. Noticing any spaces of sensation. And if there's any area in the body that needs a little support, maybe bringing our hands into that space, just gently providing our own loving touch to that spot in our body. And if we've placed our hand on any spot in our body, sending loving breath into that space. Audible sigh if that feels good. Just acknowledging the sensation, loving awareness. Noticing how we feel from before we started this practice, if there's any difference in our state. And as it feels good, bringing some movement to the body, the feet and the ankles. Inhaling and drawing the knee one at a time to chest. A little rock from side to side. We'll gently make our way onto our side of our choice to a little fetal position on the side. And just take a full breath here. And as we feel ready, we can gently begin to press ourselves up with our free hand, allowing maybe a windshield wiper or two to our hips, really with wide knees. Letting that knee place down into the center if that feels good. Kind of like a 90 by 90. Turning all the way behind, giving space to our hips. Just once more in each direction. If you enjoyed this practice, you can come back to it as many times as you'd like. And stay tuned for more practices like this and more in the Nourish Me Somatic Wellness community, coming so soon. We'll see you soon. Sending you so much love, light, and stillness.